Pros Radio Show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business, and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Good morning and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business and your business is our business. How are you? How was your weekend?
My weekend, actually, it was, had a little maintenance. I had a maintenance day.
A maintenance?
Maintenance day.
Whatever, pray tell.
Or is it? It's not like a spa day. I actually had a 2-hour yoga, like a healing yoga workshop here in Corona. And then I got a massage with nice and healthy bodies. It was very lovely. Got to go over and hang out with my friends at Amazing Creations, and that was just like it was like maintenance day. It was like,
hold on for a second, because maintenance day for me involves changing the oil in my Jeep, getting my fingers dirty as I point to where the oil needs to be changed in my Jeep, and
What do you think about that? We take care of our cars, we take care of our house, we have our little honey-do list, all the chores that have to get done, the errands that have to get done. Well, so these were the chores and the errands that had to get done this weekend. It was time to take care of Angel. And I'll tell you what, I started, in fact, this 2-hour yoga retreat or workshop with Karen Corona, and you can look her up online at Karen Corona, Korona. She does a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Workshops and healings and meditations and yogas and trips to Mexico.
She made to make the perfect downward dog.
She was. They were actually hoping you were going to come and play with us, and I found out later that you probably should have. You probably should have the.
You ever have one of those days where you should have stayed in bed?
No, you should have come to yoga with me.
Probably should have.
Although we have to get a new location if you show up.
It is. I know what you're talking about. The ceilings are low.
The ceilings are low, and
so I have
with
to do
so many of us in there.
Folded up poses.
There's a lot of stretching. Putting your arms out.
Yeah.
Do big circles with
I
your
don't
arms.
fit well in crowds.
No, in fact, they were kind of prepping for you. They're like, a very tall man is coming this way. A very tall man. And the first time I heard it, I didn't think anything of it. The second and third time, I finally put it together. I said, oh, yeah.
He's not coming.
He's not coming. He's not coming.
I told Karen I wasn't able to come. I have a standing appointment on Saturday mornings. And as it is, I should have come.
You should have.
Everything I have planned and had ready to work out did not work out. I had one of those Saturdays and decided at the end to go home. Had I been wearing shorts, I would have come to yoga on the way home.
You would not have.
No, I thought
lie.
No,
you lie like a rug. Oh my gosh, look at you. But he thought about that before he got dressed. In fact, you probably were thinking about putting on shorts.
No.
And you're like, no, because then I might have the option to go to yoga. I'm putting on jeans. In fact, I'm putting on my skinny jeans.
I couldn't have gone. I don't have skinny jeans. I couldn't have gone to yoga because of the standing appointment that I have with one of our clients, always. But the way things worked out, I forgot some tools that I needed to have, and I got in my car thinking I'll just go get them. Oh, no, I can't because I don't have the key card to the office during the weekend, and it's a 50-mile round trip, and blah, 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 and before you know it, I just went home, crawled back into bed, and said, well, I can't say what I said, but you get the sentiment.
You know what? That is so interesting that you had this whole experience. Because we had all the makings for a good day.
Right.
And then your day was kind of ruined.
I really wanted, I really wanted a good day.
You did, but you didn't embrace the moment.
Well, I didn't, but you know what?
You didn't embrace the opportunities. People offering, we sent you a rowboat, a helicopter, and the Air Force.
If only there was somebody who could help me embrace the moment.
All right. I think I've got the perfect answer for you.
You do?
I think our next guest is a comedian. Is going to discuss ways to embrace the moment and how to avoid others from ruining your day. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, boy. Coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Your business is growing, but your computers are slowing. We can fix that. We're C-Squared Computer Consulting, and we can help you take on the challenges of your growing business by helping you get the most out of your systems through availability of managed services. We provide reliable protection with 24/7 system monitoring. Check us out at c2cc.net or call us at 303-933-1113. That's C-Squared Computer Consulting at c2cc.net.
The business professionals at Extreme Relationship Management know that networking is one of the best ways to create word-of-mouth marketing for your business. They also know that many of you feel like it's a complete waste of time. The difference is knowing how to network and what to do with all those business cards that you collect. Tune in every Thursday to learn about the ERM networking laws, and be sure to sign up for the next ERM class. Extreme Relationship Management offers training and events to help you realize how rewarding networking can be. Train it the ERM way. Find them online at extremerelationshipmanagement.com and call 855-I-LIKE-ERM to find out more about their next class.
Edgetronics wants you to be happy with your business phone system. Get your phones to work for you, not against you. The friendly folks at Edgetronics can help you plan ahead to keep your business operating when there may be a phone system outage. They offer solutions with VoIP, non-VoIP, and hybrid telephone systems. Upgrade to the system with features that will meet your company's growing needs. Call today at 303-766-1699. That's 303-766-1699. No business is too small or too large, and the customer service at Edgetronics will make you smile. Call now, 303-766-1699, or online at edgetronics, that's with an X.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020422. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Finding care for an aging parent or loved one can be a simple and hassle-free process. With Home Care Assistance Denver by your side. They are locally owned and provide hourly as well as 24/7 live-in services by caregivers that are custom-matched based on client needs. They personalize every care plan to fit your loved one's very specific needs. Call them today to schedule your free in-home assessment. 720-443-3371. 720-443-3371. More information can be found at homecareassistancedenver.com. They love serving your loved ones. Call now, 720-443-3371.
John Rush, this afternoon from 3 to 6 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Cause you had a bad day, tell you what to do, sing a sad song just to turn it
I'm preparing for our next guest.
What is that, laughter from you?
It's laughter towards you and the Charlie who have conspired against me and put on this music.
Well, you know what, sometimes you do though, right? You just kind of have a bad day. It starts out pretty decent, but then little things happen that get in your head, and all of a sudden you get pretty hacked off at seemingly nothing. So our next guest, Steve Gilliland, is going to actually talk to us a little bit of how to avoid others from ruining your day and discuss ways to embrace the moment. Steve, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Well, thank you, Angel. Hi, Eric.
Steve, good to have you here, man. Did I tee it up for you or what? Hey,
I'm not sure what you did, but
yeah,
a tee up.
Right. Steve, what do we do when we have bad days like this, man? It seems like every time I turn around, somebody's trying to drag me down.
Well, you know, one of the expressions I've always used is I think you have to assign the right value to situations. I think there's a moment where I've said to people, friends, family, and people I don't even know that well, like, did that really require that much emotion? You know,
Amen.
and from a humorous standpoint, I always tell people, you know, if you go into a Walmart after midnight, you better be ready to assign the right value to the situation because, you know, you're going to get up there, there's going to be 28 checkout registers, and there's only going to be one open. And immediately at that moment, you have to assign the value to the situation. I mean, you kind of knew what you were getting into, and yet you were there, and you overreact to the situation.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Steve,
sense.
this is you've like hit the nail head on in like 30 seconds in this because the response, but isn't the response like, you know, little things have added up and you've just kind of taken it in, and then you walk into Walmart and there's one checker, and so then it's like you finally blow your fuse.
Well, I think that can happen, but I think, you know, again, there's a part of you, you know, when I tell people, you know, don't give people permission to ruin your day, you know, it goes back to that old adage, you know, why do we let people get our goats? And I think we have to discover first our goats and what it is about ourselves that kind of prompts our own personality to allow others to kind of infiltrate that, you know. So for me, I mean, and I use humor, and I'll say to people, you know, some days, you know, you don't even have to see people that upset you. You just pulled into work, just the sight of their car bothers you. That you have to overcome that. And some of the ways you can do that, and I really do believe this, is you really have to put life in perspective. You know, just a quick snippet of the story. Randy Posh, who wrote the last lecture, and I'm sure both of you probably are familiar.
You bet.
You know, when Randy wrote that, you know, here's a guy that on the billboard says, you know, he taught us how to live while dying. He tells the story of being in one of those box stores, coming out, seeing his receipt, $1.50 short, so they had shorted him $1.50. And he said, when I went to step out of the car, I said to myself, 5 minutes in, 20 minutes to resolve it, 5 minutes back. And he said, you don't know the value of 30 minutes until you've got 90 days to live. And I've always remembered that, and I've always said to myself, too, you know, every 60 seconds you're angry, you're losing a minute of happiness.
Oh, that's kind of harsh, but the true reality, I think that, you know, we take our time for granted, that it's unlimited, it's pretty infinite, and so we can have this moment, we can blow up, we can be angry, but we don't realize how much that's just eating away at our life. You've got a new book out, Detour, Developing the Mindset to Navigate Life's Turns. What are some just brilliant tidbits that you want us to take away from the book Detour?
Well, I think one of the things that you have to do is you have to learn to really change. I think we all have an innate ability to adapt to situations, but unfortunately, while we're great adapters, we don't really, you know, give clearance to changing. So what happens is, you know, it kind of repeats itself. But one of the things I tell people is you have to make a conscious choice, you know, to really want to change. And, you know, another thing that I always feel is, you know, you've got to learn to enjoy the scenery along the detour. Because sometimes we miss so much because we're so upset, you know, we're so enraged, and yet there are so many incredible things. I mean, think about relationships. I mean, think my greatest growth in my marriage was not when things were going good. You know, I grew when things were tough.
Sure.
You know, I grew as a father. I grew as a father with my children. I mean, I had one son that, I mean, it was like all the time I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be an opportunity here for something. And then later in life I realized, and he helped me grow as a dad.
Wow, you know, that's powerful, man. As you talk about the opportunities, it really shifts the perspective. I think you chose a great name for the book. It changes that perspective into a detour of our own derailment and looking at the bigger picture. Listen, it's tough for people to think beyond 30 minutes ahead, right? At least I find that for myself, I'm in that moment. I'm right there thinking 30 minutes, you know, beyond my present moment is nearly impossible. Is that normal?
Totally normal. I'll tell you what, you know, Eric, when people start to say things like, and you start when you're younger, you'll say, man, when I'm 18, man, when I'm 21,
right.
You know, when I buy my new 450 SL Mercedes, you know, when I put the last kid through college, you know, I got the mortgage paid off, and then you finally realize there is no destination. I call it the destination disease. Like we have this destination disease that it's always what's next, but when you finally get there, when you finally get it paid off, there's going to be something else. It will always outdistance you. You know, I used to say my one son, Josh, what a character he was, you know, and I used to say to my mom, I said, man, if we could just get him through college, and she'd say to me, we don't need that boy through college. And I said, okay. I said, well, if we can just get him married. She said, we definitely don't need him married. I said, why? She said, bring back more.
He's going to get through tomorrow.
And he has, you know. So it's like, I think what ends up happening too is, I mean, here again, my oldest son is 35. When I look back and think, and I said this just recently to an audience, I would give all that I own for one more Friday night football game. And yet, when I was going through those times, I just was like, oh man, if we could just get him out of high school, if we could just get him graduated. And I think parents do that with soccer. They do it with Little League. You know, they're just saying, man, if I could just survive this. And then they look back, you get a little frosting on top, and you say, my gosh, what I'd give to be going to a soccer game that my child was playing in.
I know. We don't appreciate it in there. We want to get through it and think that it's such a hassle, and then we miss it so much when it's gone. And Steve, how, you know, we know better. Like, you know, nobody controls my mood. Nobody can take away my joy. And yet but we give them that power all the time. Does that happen at a certain age that we just start kind of putting that on somebody else? Or where does that disconnect come from, and how do we bring that power back to ourselves?
I think one of the ways, Angel, we do it is we take too much for granted. And I've said this. I said, you know, in life you have to decide what's important and not take it for granted. And I think one of the ways in which you can enjoy, you know, things is to cultivate more of a heart of appreciation versus that heart of, you know, that'll always be there. And I think sometimes I look and feel, you know, I walked on an airplane one day, and, you know, that this is kind of self-indicting, so I'll be transparent with your audience. You know, here I am, I'm walking onto an airplane, you know, and whether it was delay, I don't know what the circumstance was, but I walked on, and I will be very honest, I was not in a very good mood. And when the flight attendant, you know, looked at me and she said, hi, how are you? And I said, well, I've been better. And I looked, and then I said to her, I said, how about you? And she said, I am way too blessed to be stressed.
Wow.
I'm walking on a regional carrier, a flight attendant probably making a couple of bucks more than minimum wage, and she's too blessed to be stressed. And here I am. I'll tell you what, I sat down and was ashamed of myself. And I started to think about, you know, grab that. So I do now. People say to me, how you doing? I said, man, I'm too blessed to be stressed.
Yeah.
So there might be a little stress there.
You know, Steve, your timing comes perfect. You know, you heard us in the lead up to your segment. I had a rough Saturday, and I'm guilty, and I confess in front of everyone here. I said the exact same thing to the lady at the bank on Saturday morning. She says, "How you doing?" And I said, "I've had better days." And so, man, I humble myself, and what a great way to remember what's important, right? The book is called Detour, Developing the Mindset to Navigate Life's Turns. Focuses on change. It's available wherever books are sold. Is that correct, Steve?
Absolutely.
Love it, love it, love it. And, Steve, are you performing or speaking anywhere in the Denver market anytime soon?
No. Well, you know, sometime this fall. I'm not sure of the date, but, you know, I head up to Michigan today, and then I'll be there to San Diego. If they want to see my schedule, all they've got to do is go to my website, and they can actually see my schedule as to where I'll be.
That website is stevegilliland.com, stevegilliland.com. Man, next time you come in, put us on the notice list. We'd love to come down, meet you, take you out for lunch.
I would love to do that, and you guys have a great, great day and a great week.
Can't help it. You've done your work, and we're doing ours. It's Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
The Extreme Customer Service Directory is one of the most visited directories in the state, and it's all yours to view for free at experiencepros.com. Experiencepros.com will help you find the best in customer service, and you can feel good about doing business with the pros.
Landlords, listen up. If you have investment property, you need Legacy Properties PM. Devin Bewley will absolutely get you the highest rent possible, handle every imaginable emergency, and make sure that your property is well cared for. He visits every property regularly and knows that he's working for you. Legacy Properties PM, where their promise to you is simple. If your property isn't earning you money, you owe them nothing. There's nothing to lose. 720-989-1996. Mention Experience Pros and they'll waive the first month's management fee.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the Orange Effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
The top 5 search results get 75% of all the clicks. 75%! That means if you're on page 2, you are missing out on tons of potential business. You, my friend, are in need of professional help. At SharpNet Solutions, it's not all about clicks. It's about making sales. They optimize the Experience Pros Extreme Customer Service Directory, and they can optimize your business. Call them today, 303-900-4988. That's 303-900-4988. Or find them online at sharpnetsolutions.com. Put their talents to work and see what they can do for you. 303-900-4988. Mention the Experience Pros and get up to 50% off. Call today.
As long as I lived. It was a moment that changed At that moment, it really hit me. This is why I took
People got up to their desktops to escape the rising waters. Talk about intense moments. We had to lower the guys to find something that would get down.
This is where teamwork and training really paid off.
It took steady nerves and steady hands from tougher pilots to the No question, guard pilots were the best. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. What could be better than serving the people who are alive? In the National Guard, you serve your community as well as your country. Whether work or attend college, in return you gain skills that you can build a career and receive benefits that can help you pay for college. Learn more about what it means to be a citizen soldier at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Colorado National Guard, aired by the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
Dana Lash, 8 p.m. weeknights on KLZ 560.
Now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. This is the most inspirational hour, maybe even 2 of your business day. Eric and Angel here reminding you that your business is a big business. And do you ever get to that place where you just, you get a mental block? Call it a mental block, call it, I don't know, brain cramp, mental constipation. You can't think of anything to write about. You ever get that way?
Yeah,
right?
Well, sometimes.
Okay, well, guess what? We're here to help. With the help of Jeff Bullis, he's going to talk about how to get those blog posts flowing.
All right. So,
here's what we're going to do. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He made
see, look, I got a blockage right there.
Yeah, you did. He's got some ideas for people. You want to write, you want to get some stuff out there. You used to start blogging all the time. You used to do all that kind of stuff. You get this mental block, and all of a sudden, you don't know what else to say.
I think sometimes you get all these great ideas. You get an idea for a blog post, something you're going to write about, but you're not at your computer, like when you have the thought.
That certainly can happen.
And so then you forget about it, and when you get back to your computer, what was I gonna and where? And then you go into sales pitch mode. I think when we're not being creative.
Right. And by the way,
we revert back to old school.
Yeah, don't use your blog to sales pitch. We've talked about that many times. It is a mistake, and it can cost you business rather than gaining you business. Here are 27 strategies, and we may not get to all 27 of them. We may double up and go 2 segments on this topic because I think it's important. But you could actually fill your entire year's worth of calendar blogs just by some of these inspirational ideas. Ready?
All right.
Number 1, mind your hobbies. You're good at something. You love stuff. What do you love to do? I love to cook.
Well, sure. And I think that having your hobbies, we all have a hobby. We all have things we're passionate about. But when it comes to our blog, I think that our hobby and what we do for a living aren't always the same thing.
Let's put those two things together. Here's the best way to do that. Make
Okay.
a list of your hobbies and cross-reference them with your industry. For instance, it'll result in a headline like this: 7 things I learned about business from cooking.
Oh, okay.
Could we possibly make a business recipe for something? I think that we can.
Okay, all right.
See,
You're
see where we're
cooking
going?
now.
All right, okay.
So,
So,
sizzle.
okay, number 2, read a great book.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I get tons of ideas, writing ideas, seminars, radio topic ideas from reading a book. You might just find a sentence that just pops at you and grabs you, or a chapter title, or a concept. Even you're not stealing. Okay, I'm going to take what this person did. Here's his list, and I'm going to share his list. No, it just inspires you. It fires up something inside you. It triggers something that gives you something new to write about from your perspective.
Right. Had an interesting trigger yesterday as I was sitting at the pool, catching a little rays. I'd just gotten a brand new James Patterson book. I love James Patterson. I'm on the record. And I was reading this James Patterson book, and a young guy and his father were at the pool as well. And the young guy walked past, and it was a little weird because he looked at my book and he goes, James Patterson, huh? But he wasn't talking to me. He was just checking out my book, and the inside thoughts came out.
His
right?
inside voice.
It did. And so I just kind of giggled a little bit and kept on reading. And then he turns over to his dad all the way across the pool area and says, "Hey, Pops, don't we have a cousin or somebody named James Patterson?" I'm like, no. Back and forth. Well, the kid had this whole conversation sitting in front of me reading my James Patterson book because his last name is Patterson. Wondered if we had a relative, and isn't that guy? And where's his cut of the check? That's what he wanted to know.
Is that how that works?
That's how it worked.
Because I have shared the same last name as somebody,
Apparently.
I get a cut of a check.
If that guy's family, we're not receiving our checks. Hey, let's get on it.
Isn't
So
that just that? There's like a whole another line of topic we could
Here's
go
a
down,
blog.
like where we are entitled to just
Right.
because of some very faint association.
how to mind your own business and why you should. There's a blog. So here's another blog idea, or how to get those blog ideas coming again. Gain a different perspective.
All right, so nothing quite says brainstorming like gathering a group of people together around a whiteboard. Eric cannot be in a room without a whiteboard, without writing on it. It's like a duck to water. It is the funniest thing. I'm almost like starting to take bets. Like, okay, how long can we be in the room before Eric has to stand up and write on the whiteboard? But he loves it. He gathers all these ideas and he gets it out of his head and has to write it on this big. It's like I'm gonna put my brain on this board, and I think that's probably why they have them in schools now. Why they have them in so many staff meetings, because it's like, ooh, here's a blank slate. We get to put all of our ideas right there.
Hey, what's that sitting next to your computer?
My notepad?
Yeah, that one.
That's my notepad. It's for me.
What do you do with it?
Private.
Oh, you write stuff all over?
Yeah, you got to write stuff where everybody else can see it.
Oh, it is no different. It's just a small whiteboard is what that is.
Yeah,
you
but
gotta
it's
write it.
different. It's
you
different.
said we gotta write it.
You go into a room. It's got a whiteboard. And he's got an audience. I'm
You
going to share my
despise the
thoughts.
heart of a teacher. That's all.
I despise the
That's pretty much
heart
what it
of a
is.
teacher.
Yeah.
Where's Steve Gilliland? I got to get him back here because I know I'm too blessed to be stressed, but I'm sitting next to somebody who tells me I despise the heart of a teacher. What am I supposed to do with something like that?
Here's the next thing you can do if you want to write a new blog topic. Find something new.
Paint a blank new sheet of paper. Maybe I'll go to my happy place.
Review old content.
Reviewing old something right now, that's for sure.
Come on now.
Old content. It's true. There are times I'll go back and reread some of the stuff that we wrote before, which means, you've got to somehow be organized to be able to find it. And
Gotta kiss a frog.
And there's good stuff there. Some of it's super corny and cheesy, and you're like, okay, how did anybody get anything out of this? But every now and then there's these nuggets of wisdom, and it's just the foundation of who you were, and you can take that and just kind of like redecorate it, move things around a little bit, put a new spin on it, and you've got a brand new blog. Baby's got a brand new blog.
All right, you should write a song for that. And finally, in this segment, we'll talk about word association. That's an age-old favorite, right? Word association.
Yeah, what was the word you just said I do about heart, teacher's heart? Despise? I could do a whole little word association on that one.
Come on now. Stay with me here.
I'm trying.
It's a simple process. You use an industry-related word, an industry. related word or phrase, and then you write the first thing that comes into your head upon reading that word. Marketing. Despise.
It's going to be like
Social media.
when they show you the
Despise.
pictures and like everything. This is my mom. This is my mom hating me. This is my mom destroy, not loving me.
All right,
And it'll be for me. Every word today, despise,
No,
despise.
we're going to get past that. All right, we're going to carry this conversation to our next segment because clearly we have only scratched the surface, and there's much more to talk about. Don't you wish you were watching the YouTube video right now? We'll be back after these messages.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Get your payroll and employee paperwork done efficiently, effectively, and economically with Employer Essentials. Free up your time, free up your money, and let Employer Essentials help your business grow. They handle all of your payroll and HR needs at EmployerEssentials.com or call 303-734-9436. 303-734-9436.
Hi, this is Angel, and I've been in my home for 12 years now. When I think about redecorating, I just can't seem to get past what I've always done. Helene's Designs offers a fluff-it-up service for home decorating. She takes what I already have and rearranges just enough to fluff it up. Call Helene to get fluffed up at 720-233-7302. Helene's Designs is a full-service design firm that helps you turn your dreams into a reality. Call Helene's Designs today at 720-233-7302 or check out the before and after pictures online at helenesdesigns.com.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706 or visit RivieraFinance.com.
Get yourself back on track with your mid-year vision screening. We're not checking your eyesight. We're checking in on your vision and your big, hairy, audacious goals that you set at the beginning of the year. If you attended the Success Unleashed Summit in January, you experienced the power of having a strong vision and written goals to keep you on track. The Epic Summer Summit is the perfect place for you to get back on track and to get your vision checked. Carrie Conley with the Infinite Nation will be presenting a 2-hour workshop, followed by a Connecting Experts vendor event and networking on Thursday, July 30th at the PPA Event Center. Sign up to attend the Epic Summer Summit at theconnectingexperts.com. You can sign up to attend as a guest or as a vendor. Get your vision checked.
Tune in every Monday at 11:35 for What's Going On with Jim Smith from Prudential. Jim will host a lively conversation about the financial and investment topics you're asking about. You can call Jim and his Prudential team directly at 303-669-9701 and tune in on Monday mornings right here on the Experience Pros radio show.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
I'm John Walsh. I'm Ed Smart. When a child is abducted, time is critical. That's why Amber Alert is so important. The public is notified when a child is abducted. It's a partnership between broadcasters, law enforcement, transportation, and you. Thanks for making Amber Alert happen.
Chris Cook, tonight at 6 on KLZ 560.
Hi, this is Dr. Ivan Meisner, New York Times bestselling author and founder of BNI, the world's largest networking organization. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, the #1 best positive business talk show in America.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. I try so hard.
Jane Razabon, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you with us today. Hey, we're talking about brainstorming blog posting ideas. How do you get those ideas when you've run dry? The well has no more agua. What do you do?
All right. Well, here's we did a couple of suggestions in the previous segment, but this one is probably my favorite, or one of my favorite ways to come up with a new blog topic is one, you don't have to come up with it because the Google already did.
The Google is amazing.
So you know how you can have the little search bar and you start to type in a phrase or a word?
Right.
It'll fill in for you.
It autofills suggestions.
Autofill some popular suggestions. And so if you learn to, how to, why to, marketing for, anything, it'll fill in some different words for you, and you can come up with, like, for example, in this phrase, they use the word learn to code. And Google then came up, learn to code HTML, learn to code websites, learn to code games, learn to code apps, learn to code the hard way, learn to code the easy way.
For free.
All of it.
Yep.
And they're there. It'll give you like 10 top suggestions. You can probably come up with a blog post on one of them.
Absolutely, absolutely. How about newsjacking?
Newsjacking. Eric does this all the time.
You know, I try to because it is an effective way to catch the attention of the people. And by the way, if you want to get on the radio or television, you can also newsjack because it's the current things, what's trending today. And then you call your producer, your local friend, and you say, hey, guess what? I've got the top 10 ways that you want to make sure that 150 people fit on your surfboard, which is in the news today.
All right, so what surfing can mean for your business, or what surfboards, the surfboard industry will mean for startups and entrepreneurs, or how it's going to change the thinking about your industry and how you can kind of piggyback on it.
You bet. All kinds of things. Back to the Google keyword research, just put in a keyword and you'll find some great things.
There's even an idea generator, blog topic generators that you can Google search for. There's different companies have created blog top generators. So when all else fails, you can use one of them to spark some fun new ideas.
How about some things that have gone wonky in your own career path? Right.
I think we always think about, the top ways, the best ways, what you will learn from, how to improve. We think that's a lot of times what people are searching for, but sometimes we want to, avoid mistakes. The top mistakes you're making, the worst ways to start your business, the worst ways to create revenue, the worst business plans on the market. And a lot of times, we talk about here at Experience Pros, we can tell you 104 ways, 16 at least, not to grow and expand a radio station, or not to do media, because of things that we've learned along the way, some tough lessons that we've had to learn. The nice thing about the internet is we don't have to recreate the wheel, right? We can learn from the big companies, but we can also learn from the mistakes of those who have gone before us. And so sharing your story, and a lot of times, we don't want to share our challenges, right? Because we're still going through them. But once you've gone through it, and you have gone through many to get you to where you are today, so you can show, look, this is where we were, this is the challenge, but this is how we came out of it the other side. And so I think a lot of times we're afraid if we put the negative and put the challenges out there, then it puts our business in a negative light, and people won't want to do business with us. But the point is, you've come through it, and you're on the other side of it. Therefore, your challenges have led to your success. We all know that our failures aren't the end of it. And we want to know that your failures, that you had failures along the way too, but you didn't close your doors, you didn't quit, and you didn't give up.
Well, Pamela Atherton tells us if you want to get somebody to actually open up your blog and read it, it's usually best to lead with the negative side. Now, not necessarily being negative, but 10 ways not to do something, right? 10 mistakes to avoid while trying to do something like that. Brainstorming, of course, I love brainstorming. I love coming into a room surrounded by people and throwing out a topic and then say, all right, no idea is wrong. Go.
Yeah, and I think talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic, and then just because you start with that topic, it often, because you get a room full of bunny trailers, right? Little thoughts, little ideas that pop up, you'll actually end up with something far different than where you started, which can be very valuable because it kind of, you start with, okay, this is what they've they gave to us. So this is where we put in the box. But once you actually can get those juices flowing and there aren't any parameters, because a lot of times there are, and so it's anytime you put any parameter on the brainstorming, it squelches the new ideas, because in your head you'll have an idea and you're like, oh no, they won't like, no,
Right.
they won't like that. And so brainstorming stops. So in the beginning it kind of takes a little while to get it rolling, because our old habits kick in and go, oh no, we don't, no, I'm not looking for that. We've tried that before, but you've got to get out of that way, and it takes a little while, because true creativity is where we just throw everything out there and everything is acceptable, and where you land, the one that is the stickiest, that gets the most play, is usually the best one out there.
Good enough. How about this? Social media. You want to come up with a topic on something out there, whatever it may be. You're looking for a new blog topic or whatnot. Just there's an app called Topsy. Helps you search through the topics that are being shared most on social media. That way you can newsjack those topics. Or just go through the popular posts related to your industry and mine them for different content ideas.
Absolutely, and there's all sorts out there. I think so often we think it's got to come from my own head. It's got to be my own idea, and so we dismiss some really great stuff that's out there. But if you're just open and looking, and you still, if you steal an idea, that's copyright.
Stealing.
But if you're like looking through many, it's research.
There you go. Comments. When people make comments on your blog or your topic or something in your industry, if you have a discussion on your own blog, use that. People's comments, they are telling you what they want to hear from you.
But are you listening?
And that's just it. That's why you go to the comments. Take a look at it. Take notes as you write. That's a great one. Obviously, as you're going through the notes, attend an industry conference. Go to something that is industry specific, and listen and observe.
I think there's a lot we can garner from our peers, what they're doing, what they're focusing on, what they're paying attention to. And you can go to a conference and probably come up with 1,000 different blog posts just from the headlines and each new topic, fun little catchphrases that happen. But again, you probably have to get out of your space. I think what the best thing is a lot of times getting out from your computer, out from your office, go outside, go among the people, and start paying attention. And I think, subconsciously you're working on this.
Yep.
You let your brain work on it while you go off and do other things. And you'll see these ideas pop into your head.
Absolutely.
You'll feel them.
Create a Google alert for the topics that are interesting to you. Again, you get back to that, what is your passion, why did you get involved, and put out a Google alert. That way when somebody else writes something and it hits the Google, you'll be notified, and that might trigger some kind of a thing. And finally, write up a list of questions about your industry. Question everything. What's the future? What's current tactics? What's the validity of present beliefs? And use those questions to springboard new post ideas that will engage your audience and interest your readers.
They all have questions, and I think so often we forget, because we've become the expert, right? We do this all day long. We forget some of those basic beginner thoughts or things that people outside of our industry don't deal with and don't have the answer to. And so we dismiss it because it comes to us so easy, because we eat, sleep, and breathe it. We forget how valuable our own intellectual property is, that intellectual capital and our thoughts. So go back to the beginning. Think about what are the, when you were first starting out, when people first came to you, what were the questions that they were asking? What are the questions that people are still asking? And no question is too trivial.
That's the truth. So there you have it. 27 different strategies to come up with some new blog topics and whatnot. Some could be evergreen. Those are the ones you could write at any time. Some may be specific to this day, this week. Either way, you can come up with some great topics, and there's some really easy ways to come along those things. When we return, we're going to talk about a very powerful search engine. No, it's not Bing. No, it's not the Google. No, it's not Yahoo. It's the YouTube. And there's some really cool stats that go along with YouTube. Coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
You've got a great business, lots of customers, and a catchy tagline. Things are going. Has it ever occurred to you that if you were doing so well in your business, someone else might be trying to copy or steal your concept and make it their own? It happens every day. But don't let it happen to you. You need attorney Steve Replin on your side. Much more than just a lawyer, Steve is a business consultant who knows how to protect what's yours while helping you grow it to success. Call Steve today and CYA. That's Cover Your Assets. 303-322-7919. 303-322-7919.
Computers. We can't live a moment without them. My friend sent me an email recently saying she was having 99 problems and 97 of them are because of email and technology. I hate it when it doesn't work, but I'm stuck with how to get past the lockups, the slow retrieval, and lost data. This is what Binkley IT specializes in. All your computer quirks and hang-ups. They'll take care of you, and often they can do it remotely. Call our friends at Binkley IT and solve your IT puzzle one piece at a time. Call 720-254-1057, 720-254-1057. And if your computer is still working, look them up online at binkleyit.com.
Dude, your wife's hot.
I know, right?
I'm not kidding. She's really hot.
Yeah, I married up.
I'm trying to tell you, your wife's hot.
Will someone please call Bowman Heating and Air? It's 90 degrees in here.
Don't let anyone else tell you how hot your wife is. Call Bowman Heating and Air today. 303-622-6502. Bowman Heating and Air, keeping couples together and relationships cool. Ask about the preventative maintenance option with a 100% mechanical guarantee. BowmanHVAC.com.
Let's face it, you're stuck. Sure, your business is stable, but you've been floundering it even for too long. It's time to call Stephanie Shelley. Stephanie is a systems, business, and marketing coach who's helped over 300 companies improve their results by setting up systems and holding them accountable to trackable growth. Sometimes all you need is a fresh perspective and a little bit of accountability to break through to the next level of your success story. Call Stephanie today, 210-426-6956, and just talk to her, 210-426-6956. She can help. It's your business. Call today.
Did you get some great customer service today? Did someone make you feel a little happier for doing business with them?
Give them a fan brag. This is Eric, and you can call into Fan Braggin Friday and share your story with me and Angel on the air, or you can write a fan brag at experiencepros.com.
Once you start looking for great customer service, you'll find it's in more places than you thought. Share your great finds with us by calling 855-FANBRAG during our Friday show. Kindness is so simple, and we want to hear from you.
As a business owner, you know what it's like to wear a bunch of hats, and we know it too, which is why our very best advice to you is to outsource your accounting to By the Numbers Bookkeeping and Accounting. Philip Aronoff is well known to listeners and members of the Experience Pros Network. He was voted the best bookkeeper in the state of Colorado during the Fan Braggin contest, and he can absolutely help you build your business while making sure your accounting is all taken care of. Call Philip today and take that bookkeeping hat off for good. 720-837-0860. That's 720-837-0860.
Chris Cook, tonight at 6 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us. Do you tube?
Do I tube?
Yeah.
The YouTube?
The YouTube.
You know, I am not like a rampant YouTube watcher or user. I mean, when they show up in my Facebook, I'll use them there, but I'm not big on YouTube.
Are you a rampant YouTube uploader? Oh, well, there's room for improvement then, because take a look at some of these statistics. These stats are now out. We're going to give you some of them. We're going to talk about why it's relevant to you. First of all, 60 hours of video are uploaded every minute. Or think about this, an hour of video uploaded to YouTube every second.
Wow.
Compare that with the fact that, here's the truth, 500 years of YouTube video are watched every day just on Facebook.
500 years worth of video?
Right.
Are watched every single day?
On Facebook, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so.
That's over 4 billion videos. 4 billion videos are viewed every day.
Isn't it amazing?
On YouTube.
You know, now with all of that information, okay, so what? Well, clearly people's eyes are on the YouTube.
They are. And do you know how many, apparently we just crossed over the 7 billion mark, and over 2 billion of those are connected to the internet. More than 5 billion people have a mobile phone.
Wow.
A smartphone, cellular phone. Watch YouTube video phone. I mean, how often do you watch it on your phone?
Always.
All the time, right?
Either my phone or my tablet. And here's this. YouTube is monetizing over 3 billion video views per week globally. 98 of Ad Age's top 100, 98% of Ad Age's top 100 advertisers have run campaigns on YouTube and the Google Display Network. What all this means is not only are people's eyes on it, but the advertisers know that so many people are watching YouTube. I probably watch YouTube more than I watch television today.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
The behaviors have changed.
That's amazing, because when you think about when it first started out, I mean, it was a social tool, right?
Right.
But now
it's video on demand.
It is video on demand.
It's what I want to see, when I want to see it, how I want to see it. If I don't like it, I'm going to change the channel, go to the next one, and nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Right? But here's the deal. You can be using this to your advantage. You can create a YouTube channel. If you haven't, you should. If you're in business.
Just because you should own your own YouTube channel and have it branded to your name.
Absolutely. And then once you've done that, then you create content that is relevant to your market. So, you know, we're the small business voice, if you will, on major market media, right?
Well, you know, we talked about all those blog posts, right? And how you can come up with all these ideas for different blog posts.
Yep.
You could make them as video blogs. I mean, all of those could be, you know, not only do you write something, but then you have a companion video that goes along with it.
Right.
Because the search engines aren't looking for your blogs. The number one, you know, the top search engines are YouTube. So having your blog not only on your website, but having a companion video that's over on YouTube means people are more likely to find it.
You know, it really does, and it's amazing the searchability. This is a search engine. Nobody ever thought of it as a search engine, but today it varies. It fluctuates between the first and second search engine in the world, right?
Because there's so many people are looking, they're landing on it, they're watching so many different things. And how often, it's kind of like Pinterest, how often do you get to the YouTube and then the next video plays, or then there's a whole stream of suggested things on the sides. Sometimes I'll spend a lot of time just looking at the suggested things and going to where, you know, I landed there for one thing. I don't spend a lot of time on there looking, but once I'm there,
right,
it kind of sucks me in.
Well, and think about this. You could become a YouTube partner. Again, let's talk about the folks who created YouTube. And it's not Google, by the way. Google bought YouTube. But the guys that created YouTube, they in 2007 decided to create a partner program, right? Now has 30,000 plus partners from 27 countries around the world. We, by the way, are one of the YouTube partners. And YouTube pays out millions of dollars a year.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that are YouTube partners that are making well into 6 figures using YouTube videos.
Doing what they would have already done anyways, but now that there's a way to generate revenue with it, they signed up.
And partner revenue has more than doubled for 4 years in a row. So 4 years ago it doubled. 4 years
later,
before that it doubled.
Right.
The 4 years before that it doubled.
And you know, if you think about the ideas for you, it doesn't have to be you know, Les Moonves CBS version of, or NBC's version of whatever quality. It's YouTube.
It's YouTube. People expect that it's probably was done on your video, on your phone. It doesn't have to be this big production. It's And it doesn't have to be long. In fact, short little snippets are better. When we think about blogging and how much content you need to add, do you remember the days when, a 200, 150, 200 word blog post was the expectation, was necessary? Now, you need to have 1,000 words because people want more. They want more content. They want more value. I want to get it all. They want more for free. And so making sure when you talk about, if you have a video, you talk about how much you can put into 90 seconds in a video versus how long it's going to take you to put all that same information into a blog post.
Absolutely, absolutely. And by the way, 100 million people take social action on YouTube every week. That is, they say they like, they share, and they comment. 100 million people every week. This is no longer something that is, maybe it's a thing. It's a fad. It'll pass. It's here to stay. It changes the behaviors of your audience, and if you're not taking advantage of it, I encourage you to reconsider that. Jump in, participate, create a simple little thing. Combine that with the 27 tips we just gave you over the last couple of segments on how to come up with content and get it out there and put it in the best light, and I think it'd be fantastic.
Well, and over 700 YouTube videos are shared on Twitter every minute. The way that YouTube is set up, it makes it so easy. People can subscribe to you. And, of course, the subscription, millions of subscriptions to YouTube happen every day, single day. So if you're putting something out regularly. And I am talking not once a week. I mean, how about a little more often than that? How often do you really want people thinking about you? Just once a week? I don't think so.
Nope.
Could you do something really like every day? Or if it is just once a week, something really meaty, something really juicy that we are willing to wait for. But using it is so valuable for your business because it is a tool that is out there and available to all of us, not just big corporations. And we think, okay, how do we compete against the big corporations? Social media has leveled that playing field.
You don't have to.
But so many of us dismiss it. Right? We completely dismiss it because, I'm busy. I'm doing too many other things. I had a phrase last week that I probably said 3 times in one event. People are telling me how busy they are. Too busy too, too busy too, too busy too. It sounds like it's time for you to hire people because you shouldn't be too busy to market your own company. You shouldn't be too busy to be out there in the community connecting with people in your community, putting your brand in front of people, keeping your brand on the top of mind, tip of tongue. And YouTube and social media make it so easy. And if you dismiss it one more time, it's just one more notch closer to your business struggling.
Yep, there it is. There it is. Well, good stuff. Folks, we have to take a quick top of the hour station ID, but when we come back, we've got a whole nother positive hour of business talk. This is the place where you can come and check in for your daily dose of business tips, insights, hearing from guest experts from around the world, and of course, you got Angel and Eric. We'll be right back.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Dana Lash, 8 p.m. weeknights on KLZ 560.
This is Shaquille O'Neal.
And the Shaquettes.
Reminding you that anytime
is
a good time.
Good time!
With the cooling, drying, fresh scent of Gold Bond powder spray. Like after the gym.
Or a crowded elevator ride.
Or golf.
Or working with hard animals.
Or a hard day's work.
Like sportscasting.
You said it, ladies. Stay cool with Gold Bond powder spray.
Stay cool with Gold Bond.
With CudaSign, paperless e-signing is a no-brainer for any business that requires legally binding signatures fast. That's because CudaSign offers everything you should expect from an electronic signature solution for just $1 per month. CudaSign cuts document turnaround time as much as 90%, thanks in part to its #1 rated mobile app. And CudaSign's secure cloud stores documents for on-demand tracking and retrieval, saving you even more time and money. Don't think twice. Get CudaSign now for just $1 per month. Go to CudaSign.com.
KLZ AM 560, KLZ HD Denver. Listen live at KLZ560radio.com. KLZ 560.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm Kay Long. Zeroing in on escaped killers as